Hybrid scale ukulele reviews always go down well on this channel, so we are back this week with long necks. Hello, it's GotAUkulele back on review day. As always, this is your summary video review. You'll always find the detailed review with the pictures and the scores linked below. You'll also find some other links down there, such as how I play the songs in the tunes. Thanks again, as always, to people who've donated to support the channel this week. It really does help keep me going. And why not think about subscribing? Hit the subscribe button down there and the little bell. You'll get notifications about new stuff coming your way. Okay, as I say, yeah, hybrid ukes, long necks, jumbos, sometimes they're called. This is a new brand for me, a brand that is now being carried by World of Ukes in Carlisle, and they are another of an increasing number of growing small workshop Taiwanese, not big factory Chinese, but small workshop Taiwanese brands. This brand is called Millar, and this is the Millar SP-210L. Don't you love ukuleles that sound like droids? Silly name. Okay, anyway, what it is they bill it as a long neck soprano. As I always say, scale length, and the scale length of this is 15.5 inches. It dictates the name. This is actually a small-bodied, soprano-sized bodied concert ukulele, but the naming convention of long neck soprano works and it means something to people. So basically it's a soprano, normal traditional soprano body, but with the concert scale neck attached to it. And you know what? I think it's really attractive looking, very attractive looking. This is made out of all solid tone woods in this small workshop in Taiwan. That is solid Engelmann spruce on the top, which has got a really nice tight grain. The light is making it hard for me to show you because it's nice and bright. And the back, very slightly arched, and sides, two pieces of stripy, interesting looking acacia, solid acacia. It's a contrast that works really well, and acacia works well to offset the brightness of the tone of spruce. You'll see it in a lot of instruments. Darker woods on the back, bright top woods, and I really like the combination. The bridge here is a slot style, really small and diminutive, extremely tidy and well carved. Slot style, bone, straight top saddle, not much more to say. I'm quite happy with that. And the whole thing is finished in a really nice kind of grain filled on the whole satin that doesn't feel too artificial but doesn't feel too handmade. But it's the main event, isn't it, that you're wanting me to talk about on this one, and that's the decoration, because this is it's not just purfling. The binding is made up of little blocks of mahogany, maple and ebony in a rope pattern around the top edge. I personally think it looks absolutely great because I think it's been done really well. I appreciate that some people will say that's a bit too cowboy and a bit too gaudy, but I like it. It's also repeated around the sound hole as well, so you're not getting a mix of styles. I really like that, actually, myself. I think it looks absolutely great. It looks so good enough to eat on the edge, rather than it just being a purfling inlay, if you see what I mean. It is the binding. Okay, inside, really neat and tidy. Carved thin braces, notched curved linings. No mess. Very good in there. The neck is not specified. It's made of 3 pieces. I think it's mahogany or sapele, something like that. Joint down here, joint at the headstock. It's also finished in a satin. It's got a really nice, pleasing flattened profile up at the nut, and I'm pleased about that because the nut width, for me at least, subjectively, is a little bit average. It's 35mm. 28 from G2A, which I'd like a little bit wider, but it's helped by that flattened profile. That's topped in a really dark rosewood fingerboard with no colour variation in it at all. Really like that. Very good condition. That's edge bound, either stained, I think, with dark strips of wood, which means no sharp fret ends on the 18 frets, 14 to the body joint. Remember, this is a concert scale, 15.5. So you're getting those extra frets and that joint at the 14th. And they're really skinny, as I say, dressed really well. You get pearl dots fitted at 5, 7, 10, a double at the 12 facing out. They are also on the side. This is a comfortable neck. I really like how smooth that is on the edges. It almost feels rolled on the edges. The headstock, kind of like the Ohana shaped headstock, so not quite a crown. The Millar logo there in pearl on an acacia face. I think the headstock looks classy, and of course you've got more of the same binding around the top there to match the body, so that ties up as well. I like that. Tuners, no complaints from me. These are rear facing planetary geared tuners. I think they're De Young because they're the ones that Kev Mulcock put on my concert ukulele, so kind of indistinguishable from Grover UPTs, work exactly the same way, same sort of size, and it means that the ukulele doesn't have any ears. That's good. The strings, worth browns, you get nothing else with it. It's not that kind of ukulele that's going to throw the kitchen sink at you, but where I really turned my head was when I saw that these are listed for sale at £329. That is really, really keen pricing for something of this sort of quality, because I can't find anything wrong with the build. The build is really, really nicely done. It's really, really light. It's only 430 grams. It's nicely balanced at the 12th, although it does have that oddness where they sort of dip back this way. It's not a problem when playing. It's just, I've seen that with some of these Taiwanese ukuleles before. I don't know how it is they build them. Maybe it's the neck block. Don't know. Yeah, that is really, really nice. Very nice indeed. 329. Do you know what it reminds me of? Those other workshop ukuleles that are made in Taiwan from brands like the Rebel and Oulcraft. That would be about 3 times the price if it had that logo on the headstock. So this is really keen for what you're getting, and you're not sacrificing anything that I can see, because the build, to me, is very similar to those. Okay, as I say, really light, really nice to hold actually. Let's get it tuned up, which is a joy to do with these planetary tuners. I've been playing it this morning, so it should be okay, but they are new strings, so we always tune up, don't we? First thing that struck me, the volume is staggering. I've had to adjust the microphone, so you're going to have to take my word for it. This is one of the loudest sopranos, one of the loudest ukuleles I've played. It is seriously loud and punchy. The sustain is not bad either, which is good because it means it's not a one-trick pony. I think I am still blowing the microphone. Okay, so that's really good, but it would mean nothing if it didn't play well or the tone sounded bad, but you've probably just heard the tone is really balanced. You've got, when you see a bright spruce wood top, I always think, well, this is going to be bright, it's going to be sharp, it's going to be in your face. There's a bit of that, but it's all tempered off by the acacia, I think, and the build, and probably a bit by the scale length as well, because this is rich. I think somebody blindfold listening to this would think that this was made from something like koa. Absolutely lovely. It's got peppy jangliness, but it's got warmth. It's not muddy. Nothing's confused. And thankfully finger-picked. What really surprised me about the finger-picking is how the volume does not go off up the neck. It's just as loud. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm making mess up the chords. absolutely in love with this. It's really well made. I think it looks great. Might not be for you with the decoration, but I like it. It's really well made. It's really well finished. I cannot get over that volume. I really can't. But the tone does not let it down. It's rich. It's varied. It's complex. It's clear. But the price, $329. Okay, I get. For a lot of people, that's serious ukulele money, but believe me, you are getting serious ukulele for that price. And as I say, I genuinely mean that. I mean, I think if I was looking, or if you are looking at something from OPO or somewhere like that, where you're going to be spending £700, £800, £900, I'd be having a look at Millar, because based on this one, at least, if there are other instruments of this sort of quality, I think this is an absolutely killer alternative to those high-end Taiwanese. The Millar SP-210L, available from World of Ukes. Thanks very much to Matt Warnes at World of Ukes, who's loaned me this one. Don't want this one to go back, Matt. This is absolutely wonderful. I think these should fly off the shelves. Terrific uke, gets a great score and a very highly recommended. Right, okay, I'm going to go and see if the cricket has restarted. I don't think it has. The weather here in the UK is absolutely appalling. So you enjoy the rest of your weekend, what's left of it, and I will see you next week. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.